Okay, the whole point of having like sexy French bangs was it to be effortless, and I find I'm just constantly fussing with them, which is not the point. Not the point. Let's go. And I'll say, the hardest videos to make are the ones, for me anyway, the ones where you just sit down and talk to the camera, because there's nowhere to hide. You know, there's no fancy editing or quick transition to the next scene. It's like whatever I look like now, I'm gonna have to see myself in like the next days of editing and this the one outfit, and if I have peanut butter on my face, it's just gonna be there. And you know, and I will say that while I'll be speaking to, you know, making and posting YouTube videos in particular, I hope this is helpful for anyone doing anything creative. We're all kind of in the same boat as far as making work, putting ourselves out there, not knowing what to expect, staying consistent, staying inspired. I do think it can apply to people doing more things than just YouTubing. And that's kind of where I want to start. YouTubing is a funny, I'm a YouTuber. What is that? I don't really think about it that way. I make videos and that's where I put them. And sometimes I wonder if it's the best place, but that's what we have right now. And it is a good resource. It's the home for all of it. And for a lot of types of videos, it's almost as if it were a giant search engine. YouTube has everything. I had a leak in my air mattress that I've had forever, and I went to YouTube to look up tips on how to repair it and found a lot of helpful videos.
Tip number 2, look for more leaks. Go over every edge and use plenty of water.
Nothing worked and I still had to get a new air mattress, but that's besides the point. It's also where I go to listen to my favorite podcasters. You know, you used to just go on the podcast app to listen to your favorite podcast. Now they like all make videos for the most part. And I'll just put that on in the background and be vacuuming or doing something. It's also a place with like tons of cute animal videos, which I can't possibly hope to compete with a video of like a cat and a chicken cuddling. And that has like millions of views, as it should. And then there's little me or you, and we maybe are doing something a little artistic, a little stab at filmmaking or a vlog or just sharing our lives. And it can feel like you're just a little drop in this huge sea, because you are. We all are. That has discouraged me all my life. It's just feeling small and coming to terms with that. I think about it just even walking around New York City. It's like, there's so many people. And do I even matter? Like, I'm just one little person, all these people. And I think a lot of times we create because we want to like put something out there and show that we're here, that we exist, that we have something to say. And putting it on the internet can maybe exacerbatize? No, that sounds exacerbate, I think. It can exacerbate that feeling of smallness. And I've explored this in another video. And I find being successful in this medium, in the world as a person creating things, is to really embrace the idea of being small. And that very few people achieve fame and notoriety that's worldwide. And do you really want that? I think it's really accepting and embracing that we matter and make a difference to a handful of people in our lives if we're lucky, and that that's still worth doing things and showing up for. So I would really love to know how many videos have 0 views. I don't know if that would be common at all, because before I even like make my video public, I watched it a couple times just to make sure uploaded okay and that everything's there, there's no glitches. And so whenever I put a video out, it already has like 3 views and they're from me. So there's some views. There is no 0 views, but I get it. Like I've worked so hard on this thing, I've put it out there and it's just crickets. And I'll admit that I didn't have that experience. I did my first video, I put it out there, and it got seen by a lot of people, and I got an audience right away. And more so than an audience, got the validation. Like, I really like your videos. I hope you keep creating. Like, just that motivation that I was like, I'm on the right path. People are connecting with this. I do belong here, you know? So if you don't have that, you kind of have to give it to yourself for a while. I will say that when I did theater in San Francisco, I did a lot of community theater. I got cast in this one play. It was like the world premiere of this play from a local playwright. And we were all excited. It was a great story. And we went through weeks of rehearsal and like wardrobing, and near opening night, got a letter from the director, like an email, saying that we didn't sell a single ticket and that could we please beg our friends and family and anyone we know to come so that we wouldn't have to close the show before it even opened. And that was just really gutting, like nobody. And so yeah, I just sent out an email blast to everyone I knew, please come, we have a discount. And in the end, you know, we had enough people trickling in to like keep the show going for a couple weekends before we closed it. And I thought to myself that even though no one was coming, that even though this was a failure, I was still happy to be there in the room doing what I love to do, because I had spent so much of my life denying that part of myself and just going to my corporate job and coming home and go to happy hour and buy things, not create anything for myself and not do anything for myself. And it made me so unhappy to just be a consumer and a person who wasn't contributing or even trying. And when I did this play, it was like the second play I'd ever been cast in, like professionally, and like got paid and stuff. And I just remember being like, I'm so happy I made it here, and I'm so happy I got to do this, and I had so much fun rehearsing and doing the process and everything. And that's kind of how I like to think of just doing creative work in general. People might not watch, especially not right away. It takes time, but I hope there's enough that you love about the process itself and the work itself that keeps you coming back, that keeps you showing up. And yeah, it feels embarrassing. It can feel really embarrassing to put so much work and time into something and like nobody cares, but kind of embrace like nobody cares at the same time. When nobody is looking, that's a great time to experiment and try new things and build a body of work. You're gonna have this treasure trove of like beautiful work you've done for people to discover later. That's why I like the YouTube long form, is when I do find a new creator that I enjoy, I do go into their backlog and watch everything. And if it's not a body of work that you're proud of, like work to make it something that you're proud of. This is the time. I do feel for creators who have reached really massive success and have so many eyes on them. I think about how much pressure that would be just to have people, you know, where's the next one? Where's the next one? I love everything you do. Oh, I don't change too much. Like you feel like you can't try new things or take a little break or give yourself a beat to do something completely different. That's a lot of pressure. So enjoy like not having the pressure. Okay, we're back. Another thing when you do these long sit down videos is your card fills up really fast. So I had to clear more space on my SD card. And then I watched a snippet of what we just recorded, and I did not like how my hair looked. So I put it up in a ponytail and also scooted the camera back. So if it looks different, still the same day, I just fixed things around a little bit. Anyway, I'm trying not to be such a perfectionist. Like I feel like past Kat would have just recorded the whole thing over again. So I look very consistent, and I'm just not gonna do that anymore. A lot of what I've learned through the process is just relaxing and not striving for perfection, because it's not achievable. So you've been making really good work consistently that you're proud of, just putting it out there, doing your thing, and you go viral. Oh, I would suggest, not that I've been viral many times, just the one video, but I would suggest that you be prepared for that, because it is a weird experience. I noticed a lot of times like videos that go viral are people kind of like, I'm just putting this out there, or like unfiltered thoughts on this, or I give up and I'm finally saying what I really mean. And I love those videos because I'm like, yeah, let's just talk about it, like say how you really feel. But those are like the most vulnerable videos too, and like I'm sure people weren't expecting them to be seen by thousands and thousands of people. And I know for my video, I was shocked that like people that I knew from San Francisco found it, or like people, you know, someone I used to work with, things like that, like people from all different parts of my life that I didn't tell anyone about this video. I didn't even post it on my social media, but different people found it and it was kind of shocking, you know? So just be prepared for people at your work to find it, or your dentist to maybe see it. I don't know. Just have that in mind and prepare yourself mentally. Like this is what can happen when you put your work on the internet into the wide world. It can be seen by a lot of people suddenly, and it feels weird. It's kind of like if you have a standing wine and cheese night with your friends. Maybe you watch a foreign film and have meaningful discussion, and for some reason one night word gets out and there's just hordes of people trying to get into your place, like, oh hey, we're having a party, and they're like popping a kegger. Do you pop a keg? I don't know. They're like bringing beer and like chips and you're like, oh, come in, but please take off your shoes, and oh, watch out, that's my grandmother's china. And it's kind of like, it's fun, like thanks for coming, but not everyone gets the vibe or what you got going on here. And at some point everyone leaves, but it's worth it for the handful of people who came in with that crowd who are like, oh, I really love wine and cheese. Oh, this is beautiful china. Oh my God, I love that film. I would love to stick around. It's worth it because those people can find you and stick around. But the masses that all came and crashed that video, they most likely won't. They'll move on. And that's okay. What we're trying to do here, in addition to building a body of work that we're proud of, is like build an audience that is here for what we're creating. More is not always better. It's better to actually have people who really appreciate your work and are really here for it and really get what you're trying to do. That means so much more than the numbers going up and up and up. So prepare yourself for something like that happening every once in a while as you do this work. And prepare yourself for the aftermath, that the next video will be a drop off. And that doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It just is part of just riding the wave of this. And I've learned, you know, just to bookend this, that no matter if your last video did well or not, the process is still the same. You still gotta get back to work and make the next one. Comparison. It's not something I struggle with that much anymore. And I think that's the benefit of starting a channel when I'm 37 as opposed to younger me, because you do get wiser as you get older. And I've learned that competition is kind of in my head. Like there's enough of everything to go around. More people watching that person's videos does not mean less people watching mine, or that mine are less than. And what I'm doing has nothing to do with what anyone else is doing. It's like needing to focus on your own work. And ultimately, it's a very good thing that there are other creative, talented people out there. It's good for you as an artist that there are. Whenever we have a new copywriter join, you know, the team, and they have like just this fresh energy and fresh ideas, and they're like a new way of looking at things, and it kind of makes you perk up and go, shit, like I've just kind of been like doing the same old thing, kind of being in my everyday rut. And now it's like, yeah, it's like a little like, oh, I gotta watch my shit, but also good thing. Like, you know, you gotta bring new energy and freshness to yourself. So like, let the fact that there are all these talented people out there inspire you. Like, it sounds terribly boring to be the most talented person in the room. And if you are, like, maybe it's time for a new room. It was somewhere around my second video where I had the camera out. I just was like, well, I'm just gonna chat and see what happens, because that was like the other videos I would watch. It just seemed like very natural, like caught in the moment. They were doing something about their day, and my first video was very scripted with everything I wanted to say. So this was my first attempt at just trying something, just getting the camera out and recording life. Yeah. And I remember putting it out there, like putting it in front of me and just being at loss for words and just kind of rambling into like nothingness.
Like, it doesn't feel normal to be sitting on the couch and having a camera right here and trying to think of things to say. I know I just need to do it more and get it out of the way, but it feels fucking weird. It's not the right time to do this.
And just being like, this is it? This feels so awkward. And at some point I crossed over that hurdle and was like, just got into some sort of flow. I also had COVID and I probably shouldn't have pushed myself to like film a video while I had COVID. And all I can say was like, what I learned from that experience was like, I really loved the video I made that night. When I watch it, I'm like, such a magical evening, but God, it did not feel that way. It felt weird. It felt like, where is this even going? This is a lot of work. I would just rather watch my movie and not have to talk to a camera on a stick. So what I've learned is that the magic comes later, usually in the editing process for me. That's the part of the process I love. I love when I have all my clips that I need and I just get to curl up in bed with my coffee and just get into the zone editing. That is my favorite thing. The hard part for me is getting the energy level up, feeling like I'm in the right mood to film. And sometimes you're not. Sometimes you have to fake it until you get the ball rolling. Like today, I was just like, I don't feel particularly sparkly today. I'm gonna try. And so much of getting these videos done is just me like, let's get started. Let's put the camera out, get talking, get moving, and see what happens. That is so much better than being stagnant and waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for the perfect day, the lighting and like your hair to look great. Like, it's just, those days are too few and far between, and I'd rather just get moving and see what happens. And no, it doesn't all feel magical. It can feel really awkward. Maybe editing is your part that you hate and you love filming, and that comes naturally. I think at some point, no matter what it is and how much we love it, there's a part where we get discouraged, and just try to push through that discomfort and get to the other side. And the more you finish things, the more confidence you have to finish the next thing and the next thing. I'm such a solo worker. Since I was a kid, like, I'd be one of those people, like, you'd get a group project and you're like, oh, I just want to do it myself. I like just kind of working in my little cave and then coming out and being like, look. So something I've needed to work on is letting more people in and collaborating more and embracing my community. And I've been craving it more. I can get really discouraged being by myself. I'll talk myself out of an idea. I'll be like, what's the point? This is hard. There's people laughing outside and having spritzes. I want to do that. And what I've learned is that having other people around, it keeps me motivated, keeps me encouraged. A lot of this kind of YouTube work can be really solitary if you let it. So one thing I've tried to do is like, just bring more life and more people into the process.
He takes good care of you.
Jeff is my boyfriend, but he is also my creative collaborator, and I will send him like my rough cuts of like what I did that day. I call them my dailies, and it's like he'll ask to see them, and like it holds me accountable. I'm like, well, I gotta finish this section so I can send it to Jeff, and it's just helpful. It's helpful to have somebody that you trust to share your work with. And I know that's not always easy to get. You want to be careful about who you let into that process. Make sure that they understand your vision, respect what you're trying to do, not try to like sabotage or be weird but I do believe that a person like that or a group like that is worth finding. Maybe you have an editing group, or maybe your friend like, I have a friend who's a graphic designer and we do very different things, but I'll just like, she also just has an artistic eye and I value her opinion. Like, can I get your opinion on this? And it's just helpful. I think we need each other to like check in, like what are you working on? Oh, that's great. Like, give each other notes. I don't know. just to not feel so alone in this. A few months ago, I hosted a little vlogger get together at my apartment where just had like some wine and snacks with other women in New York area who do vlogging. And we just had a fun chat about the different challenges that doing this is. Because it's kind of a weird thing to do, vlogging your life, putting it on the internet. And I have friends that would just not ever do that. And they're supportive, but they're like, what a strange thing to do. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, it is a strange thing to do. What am I doing? But besides that, it was nice to talk to other people who are like, they really liked it too. And they really found meaning in doing it. And I felt a lot more connected. Like I have a community of people. Like if I ever wanted to do a sponsorship or something, I have like friends that I could talk to about like how'd you go about doing this? Maybe your town is smaller and there's not a lot of people vlogging, but maybe you have just one friend that can hold you accountable and you do the same. Isn't there a quote? It's like, by myself I'm faster, but in a group you can go further. I feel like that's a quote. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I really can't say it better than that. You're not gonna run out of ideas. You're not gonna run out of ideas. I was worried about this too. I was like, okay, I have my intro video. I wanna do a holiday video, and then I'll do an apartment tour. And then after that, I don't know. And what I've found is that you start executing an idea and other little ideas will pop up. And you're like, whoa, 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 I like that idea, but wait your turn. I'm doing this idea now. And the more you're living life and observing life, the more ideas are gonna happen. That's what's so great about creativity. It's just like keeps renewing. And there's always more stories to tell, more things to explore. You just get better about observing and paying attention and absorbing things to later tell, like put into your work. There's a whole world in your cup of coffee in the morning, just like sitting in silence, like the thoughts that come to you before the noise of the world starts. Like there's a story to tell there. And I'll find when I'm making a video, I have all these ideas and all these things I want to say in the video. And you really can only say a couple things well. And a lot of times I'm like, that's a whole different idea. A whole different idea I should explore another time. And what happens is you get like this list going and you're like, now I just need more time so I can make all these ideas happen. For a while now, I have been wanting to make a video about my love for the movie Amelie. It was a movie that really inspired me. I've been wanting to pay homage to that and like, you know, explore what it means to me and, you know, try my hand at some of the visual style. I started it and then I needed to make a different video. I was returning to the office at the time, and that was just more on my mind, more of like what I needed to get out and think about. So, you know, I set Amelie aside and then from there, other things happened. I'm like, oh, I need to return to that idea. I got the gnome and everything. He's like right over there. I bought props, like I'm ready to make it. And I think I just need to set aside time. I'm like, okay, this is time for Amelie and like quiet the other ideas for a minute. So I really wouldn't worry about not having enough ideas. I think you'll have too many at some point. And if you find that you're not getting any ideas, then you might need to fill your well, so to speak. Watch films, go to museums, sit on a park bench and observe life, like start journaling again, anything to like get you, like our job is to observe the world and come back and share, right? Whatever it may be for you to have these little gems to shine up and share with the world. The sun's really streaming in. It's time to wrap this up. But if you like this kind of more casual video, I do have a Patreon where I just kind of do like a casual chit chat. It's $2 a month, but I do try to make like every other video free for the free tier as well. So even if you just want to sign up and not pay, we're over there, just a place to relax, catch up. And yeah, I think, hold on. I think this is a sign I should officially start on the Amelie video. He's been waiting over there too long. As always, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.